Hello students, welcome to IBPS Guide YouTube channel. Today we will discuss some match the columns for LIC AAO exams and SBI Prelims exams. Match the columns, you know that that is a question of the question, there is a portion of connectors. Here we get two columns, column 1 and column 2, and each column consists 3 sentences, and we have to match with column 1 and column 2. Here mainly the portion that is covered with conjunctions. If you have well knowledge in conjunctions, then match the column is completely will be your cup of tea. There will be no any difficulties, and we can easily score some marks with by match the column. Let's move to question number 1. Here is some directions. Direction question number 1 to 10. Today we will discuss 10 questions. In the following questions, 2 columns are given containing 3 sentences / phrases each. In first column, sentences or phrases are A, B and C. This is first column when sentences are A, B and C, and the second column the sentences or phrases are D, E and F. A sentence or phrase from the first column may or may not connect with another sentences or phrase from the second column to make a grammatically and contextually correct sentence. Guys, we have to remember that first column and second column should be matched, but sentence should be grammatically and contextually correct. If there will be any grammatical mistake, your answer will be wrong, and if there is any contextually wrong sentence, then it is also the wrong option. So we have to join the join 2 columns from our grammatically and contextually correct sentence. And if none of the option given from the correct sentence, your combination, then our answer will be E, that is none of the above. So let's read the question number 1. First question, this is column number 1. We can write that, we can write in this manner. This is column number 1 and this is column number 2. So it is column number 1 and it is column number 2. In our first column, developments in the field of neuroscience proved the fact that. Guys, one thing you have remembered that is a connector, and that is called conjunction of result. Means after that our statement should be related to result or consequence, but it should, or explanation, because that when we put that as connectors, after that the that clause, after the subordinate clause will express either result or explanation or any consequence. So developments in the field of neuroscience proved the fact that. First option, first sentence. In B sentence, there is always a doubt among the human population as to whether is also connectors, whether is also the connectors. That is after if our second portion is in expresses any uncertainty, then we take whether, like that. If I write he asked me whether I would go there. That's when he asked me whether I would go there or not. So basically whether we put for uncertainty. Okay. And third sentence, it's a well debated question as to who would take up responsibility of health ministry. So, and D option, D sentence, things are under control if population rate can also be controlled. Please ignore I. Things are under control if population rate can also be controlled. Second option, E option, exercise is always an option for a good future and well-being. And F option, listening to music would increase the brain's multilingual capacity. Then we have to now we have to match with column 1 and column 2. Developments in the field of neuroscience proved the fact that option we get AF, BD, AF and BD, A and D. So at first we go through for A and F. Development in the field of neuroscience proved the fact that listening to music would increase the brain's multilingual capacity. Neuroscience and brain, that is co-related word. So developments in the field of neuroscience proved the fact that listening to music would increase the brain's multilingual capacity. AF may be our answer. Let's move to option 2. There is always a doubt among the human population as to whether things are under control if population rate can also be controlled. Things are under controlled. If you take B and D option, things are under control. Which are the things? There will be a question mark. Which are things are under control if population are controlled? If it is poverty can be controlled, if employment can be controlled, then we can take a BD option. But there will be not mentioned which are the things. So big question will be here, which are things. So that's why BD is not our option. And AF, BD should be also eliminated. And A and D, development in the field of neuroscience proved that things are under control in population. This is neuroscience, so it is not related to any population. So guys, I hope it is clear to you. Our answer will be A and F. Development in the field of neuroscience proved the fact that listening to music would increase the brain's multilingual capacity. So our answer will be option A, that is A and F. Next question, question number 2. The backbone of rural economy is agriculture. B sentence, the Green Revolution of the 1970s was in fact powered by the scientific work in various research institutions. C sentence, it did bring about a wheat surplus and prosperity in certain pockets of the economy. And in D sentence, the low role of technology cannot be ruled out. E sentence, which also provides sustenance to over half the country's population. And F, but there are faults for Green Revolution too. So which can be the option? Our first option is AE, second is BD, third is AF and BD, and fourth is AD, and fifth is none of these. So at first go through AE. The backbone of the rural economy is agriculture, but there are faults of Green Revolution too. And guys, all of known this agriculture is related to Green Revolution. The backbone of rural economy is agriculture, but there are faults for Green Revolution too. B option, B and D, the Green Revolution of 1970s was in fact powered by the scientific work in various research institutions. The role of technology cannot be ruled out. So can it be matched? No. But if we get the Green Revolution of the 1970s was in fact powered by the scientific work in various research institutions, but there are faults for Green Revolution too. It can be the option, but we have no get any option of B and F. So we have no any option B and F. And BF we not have any options. The Green Revolution of the 1970s was in fact powered by scientific work in various research institutions, but there are faults of Green Revolution too. May be correct, but we have no any options. BF, there is no any options, so BF will not our answer. We have to choose another option, A and E. A and E is the correct option or not, you have to choose that. The backbone of rural economy is agriculture. E, which also provides sustenance to over half of country's population. Definitely it's the correct option. But A and D, the backbone of rural economy is agriculture. The role of agriculture and technology cannot be ruled out. No. So the correct option will be A and E, which also provides sustenance. The backbone of rural economy is agriculture, which also provides sustenance to over half the century's population. So our answer will be A. Let's move to question number 3. A technology, first sentence, technology can provide reliable power at comparatively low cost in the decentralized manner. Second sentence, thus there is presenting need for technology as currently economic growth. Third option, power is a key requirement in rural area. D sentence, for agriculture as well as domestic uses. E option, but the ministry is unwilling to give its sanction for the project. And F option, can't be forsaken for individual ignorance and faults. So at first option AF and CD and AF and BD. At first we run through A and F. Technology can provide reliable power at comparatively low cost in the decentralized manner. Can't be forsaken individual ignorance and faults. Its reliable power and comparatively low cost at decentralized manner can't be forsaken for individual ignorance. This is absolutely mismatched, not matched. Second option is CD. Power is a key requirement in rural area for agriculture as well as domestic users. This is definitely contextually correct sentence, because power requirement rural area for agriculture as well as domestic uses. So C and D can be our answer, but C will not our answer, as AF is not the correct option. A and D, technology can provide reliable power at comparatively low cost in decentralized manner for agriculture. No, so that's why A and D is not the correct option. Our answer will be A, that is A and our answer will be C, guys, extremely sorry. Our answer will be C, B, that is C and D. Power is a key requirement of rural areas for agriculture as well as domestic uses. Let's move to question number 4. Affirmative action programs are exceptions to this general rule, though not. Though is conjunction, and this is called conjunction of contrast. This is called conjunction of contrast. Affirmative actions programs are exceptions to this general rule, though not. First sentence. Second sentence, it is still case that those who ultimately benefit from affirmative action. And C is reverse discrimination, minority recruitment, racial quotas and affirmative actions are phrases that carry powerful charges. D sentence, do so only virtue for their status as a member of larger group. E, as it might it first seem, because the beneficiaries of the programs are specific individuals. And F is, in a sense, it is like any other program. So which can be the correct option? Our option is AF, BD, AE and BD, A and D. So at first run through for A and F. Affirmative actions program are exceptions to this general rule, though not. In a sense, it is like. Though not in a sense, it is like any other program. If it is affirmative, second option, connector is though, and second option must be negative sentence. Because though always we use for comparison, for contrast. So it is not the correct option, because it's not a negative information. B option, that is B and D. B and D means, that is, it is still case that those who ultimately benefit from affirmative action do so only virtue of their status as a member of larger group. It is still the case that those who ultimately benefit from affirmative action. Affirmative action means there is a positive action. Do so only virtue of their status as a member of larger group. But AE and BD applicable, but we get also option that AE and BD. AE, affirmative action programs are exceptions to this general rule, though not. Though not, as it might the first seem, because the beneficiaries of the program are specific individuals. Guys, I hope it is clear to you. Affirmative actions program are exceptions to this general rule, though not as it might at first seem, because the beneficiaries of the programs are specific individual. So AE is applicable as well as BD is also applicable. So our answer will be C, AE and BD. Question number 5th. Now that is nearly true. Not only the assertion, but also the university itself is locked in mortal combat with seekers of perfection. Second sentence, we had earnestly declared that fully equality of opportunity in universities. C option, we had accomplished much of what we have set out to do this generation. Fourth option, and have said a lot of things that simply are not true. It has stored great quantities of knowledge, and it's in the application of knowledge that failure has come. Okay. So we have to match which can be the correct option. AF, first option is AF. Now That is nearly true. Not only the assertion, but also university itself is locked a mortal combat. Mortal combat means that is a violation with the seekers of perfection. There is a big university in itself locked in a mortal combat with the seekers of perfection. And F is, it is applications of knowledge. If it will be the combat, there will be no any application of knowledge. So A and F contextually not correct sentence. Second option is C and D. We had accomplished much of what we have set out to do in this generation and have said a lot of things that simply are not true. So whatever do this generation, all things are not so true. So C and D can be applicable. Third option, A, E and BD. BD means that is we had earnestly declared that full equality of opportunity in university and have said no. And use and is a conjunctions and use for the same information. If both sides are negative information, yeah, both sides are positive information, then we take and. But here it is not the both. Here it is not the same information. We had accomplished much of what we have set out to do this generation and have said a lot of things that simply are not true. That is, the first portion is positive, second portion is negative. So and will not applicable for this sentence. Means I mean to say there is a grammatically wrong sentence. Then which can be the correct option? Next option we get AE and next option we had accomplished and much what the CD. AE and BD. AE means that is now that is nearly true. Not only the assertion but also university, and E, it has stored great quantities of knowledge. If we then the combat, so it will be not related to knowledge. It will not related to knowledge. And fourth option is AD. Now it is that is nearly true. Not only the assertion but also the university itself locked the mortal combat with the seekers of perfection and have said a lot of things that simply are not true. So AD is not correct option. But again we have matched. We had accomplished much of what we have set out to do in this generation and have said a lot of things that simply are not true. Guys, here generally and can be used for same information. So here first clause is positive and this also the positive, but after that simply are not true. This is sequence, this is consequence, this is result, yeah, explanation. So if we consider that simply are not true, then our answer will be C and D, because here the negative information is related to that. So that's why our answer will be C and D. We had accomplished much of what we have set out to do in this generation and have said a lot of things, full stop, maybe, but आगे continuation that simply are not true. So not negative information is related to that. So that's why our answer will be C and D. Let's move to question number 6. The great tasks of the university in the next generation are to search the past. Second sentence, in the industrial era, mechanical bulldozers allowed workers. C option, it is time we shared the shovels and exploited bulldozer. Fourth option, to squint eyes and scratch our brains for an idea, and many other options to consider. And F option, to form the future and begin an earnest search for new programs. First option, AF. A great task for the university in the next generation are to search the past, to form the future and begin an earnest search of new programs. The great task of university, that is search of new programs. A and F is correct option. But we also get CD option. CD, it is time we shared the shovels and exploited bulldozer, to squint eyes to scratch our brain. No, exploited bulldozer and to squint eyes and scratch idea. This is absolutely mismatched. AE, a great task of the university in the next generation are to search past. E, and many other options are considered. No. And industrial area, mechanical bulldozers allow workers to squint eyes and scratch our brain for an idea. This is also not applicable option. So that's why it is clear to us. The correct sentence will be A and F. The great task of the university in the next generation are to search the past, to form the future, and to begin an earnest search for new programs. So correct option will be A and answer will be A. Question number 7. When people talk about information, first option. Second sentence, no one talks about information work. Third sentence, sometimes life takes us in a totally new directions of which we are quite unprepared of. D sentence, the activity people and machine perform when they transform information. E option, it's all about having fun. And F option, they think the traditional content of books, newspaper and television. First option we get A and F. At first try to match the A and F. When people talk about information, they think the traditional content of books. Definitely talk about information, they think the traditional content of books, newspapers and television. AF is applicable. But in C option, AF and BD. So let's try to match the BD. No one talks about information work. The activity people and machine perform when they transform information. No one talks about information work. The activity people and machine perform when they transform information. So that's why AF and BD will be the correct option. So our answer will be C. And let's move to question number 8. The phenomena is visible. The phenomenon is visible among the bureaucrats. Second sentence, this contrast in human behavior can perhaps be traced to age-old beliefs. C option, there is a lack of cohesion among the individual states and groups. D option, which is irrelevant to politics, to policies of state. E option, all those who matter and who give a poor account of themselves. And F option, the politicians, the intellectuals, the business community and sports fraternity. Okay. So our option is AE and CD. AF, CD, AF and BD and AD. So at first we run through for A and F. The phenomena is visible among the bureaucrats. A. The phenomenon is visible among the bureaucrats. And option F, the politicians, the intellectuals, the business community and the sports fraternity. So visible among bureaucrats. Generally bureaucrats, visible among the bureaucrats. Bureaucrats are maybe politicians, maybe intellectuals, maybe business community and maybe the sports fraternity. So from this point of view we can we can take the options A and F. But we also get AF and BD also. BD, this contrast in human behavior can perhaps be traced in age-old beliefs which is irrelevant. No, it is not related. Age-old beliefs which is irrelevant policies of state. This contrast in, which is this, that we don't know. So that's why B and D is not the correct option. So our answer will be A and F. The phenomena is visible among the bureaucrats, the politicians, the intellectual, the business community and the sports fraternity. So therefore our answer will be A. That is A and F. Let's move to question number 9. Faith in progress is deep within our culture. Second option, but much of her confidence about our well-being comes from. C option, they were materially poor by contemporary. D, the assumption that our lives are easier than those of earlier generations. E option, it's not right to always judge people on basis on what they wear or eat. And F, we have been taught to believe that our lives are better than those who came before us. Okay. First option we get A and F. Second option C and D. Fourth option A and F, AF and BD and AD. A and F, first option. The faith is progress in deep within our culture. We have been taught to believe that our lives are better than those who came before us. Guys, it is, I hope, clear to you. That is definitely correct sentence. Faith in progress is deep within our culture. We have been taught to believe that our lives are better than those who came before us. A and F. But we also get A and F and AF and BD. So let's go for BD. But much of our confidence about our well-being comes from. the assumption that our lives are easier than those of earlier generation. Actually, AF and BD, these are the connected sentences. I mean to say, if we make the rearrangement, this will be the first sentence and this will be the second sentence. AF will be the first sentence and BD will be the second sentence, because this is a sequence. So correct answer will be C. Let's move to question number 10. Electronic proximity will strengthen tribalism and. Electronic proximity will strengthen tribalism and. Second option, at the same time electronic proximity will strengthen diversity. C option, to do so they will have to play by the rules of engagement. D option, this would not lead to a global culture. Sometimes this is seen as a tool to target our cultures, and ethnic groups scattered across the globe will have a way to unite. So electronic proximity will strengthen tribalism and. So connectors, if it is connector and, so definite option, ethnic groups scattered across. Tribalism and ethnic groups. From this point of view, AF is a correct option. But we also get BD, AF and BD. BD, at the same time electronic proximity will strengthen diversity. This would not lead the global culture. But it is not a properly matched sentence. At the same time electronic proximity, if we write the first sentence, electronic proximity will strengthen, at the same time electronic proximity will strengthen diversity. If we make that scattered across the globe will have a way to unite. If we first sentence we mentioned that unite, and second sentence will lead diversity, strengthen diversity. So that is not absolutely correct option. I mean to say, after A and F, BD will not be the correct option. So that's why A will be the correct option. Guys, this type of questions are very tricky. So you just try to understand the meaning of the sentence, and most important thing, try to logically think. Your thinking should be logical. Whenever you get two option, always remember that first sentence and second sentence will be logically arranged sentence. So if first sentence and second sentence is not logically arranged, it will be not our answer. Our answer will be single manner. So be very careful whenever you get two pair of options. Definitely be very careful and carefully try to understand and carefully read it. Give your 1 minute, give your 50 seconds of time to these type of questions, because these are not so easy. This is little bit of tricky sentence. So these are the 10 sentences of our today's session. I hope it is clear to you, and you definitely try. You will definitely try, and in fact you have to try. You have to try, because without practicing, English cannot be improved. You know that. So please keep at practice, and in our next session again I will come by taking 10 different type of questions. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day.